crazy. What's up, champ?
What's up, brother?
What's up, man? It's crazy that you're calling in, bro. I've been saying I want that fight with you and Bam Rodriguez.
That's crazy because, you know, when I was training with Robert, he actually he came in the ring when I was teaching him a little bit here and there, and he was like 11 years old at that time.
Wow. So young? Serious? Wow.
Yeah, and I didn't even know about that because I saw them, and Robert came up to me. I'm like, hey, do you remember him, that kid that you brought up to the ring? That's him now. And man, I was just like, wow.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow.
What did you think of his performance?
Man, he's an incredible fighter, man. I mean, he has a great heart. Great talent. I mean, the kid is, you know, it has great future, man.
Absolutely, man. So what's cooking with you, champ? How are you, man? How are you feeling? You're here in Vegas?
I'm eating steak. And this is why I have time to just hang out and listen to educational conversation, man.
Oh, man, thank you for the high praise. We appreciate it.
But you know, I'm just training, man. I'm always training. I'm always getting my mind into how I can get better. You know, after what I've been through in 2009 and where I want to become, or who I want to become, and where I'm going, you know, in the last two fights has been tremendous. I mean, just the way I'm thinking, the way I'm training. I'm training smarter now. I'm training smarter, but then at the same time, I'm taking the time to learn. You know what I mean? It wasn't just a daily routine where I'm running, I'm going to the gym, and then I go back to sleep. The next day, it was always about where can I get better.
Mm-hmm. So, Nonito, obviously you've been in this sport for some time, but you're still banging with the best of them. I hate that this is a pretty, you know, typical question, but because of the age, I gotta ask, when is retirement coming into play?
39 already, champ.
Man, you know, I'm turning 40 this year, but to me, I don't really look at time. You know, that's my concept in my brain. Is just I don't look at time. Mm-hmm. It's what I look at in performance. I mean, I'm out hustling anybody, young kids, you name it. You know, in training, I'm out hustling everybody. You know, and that's just how I am. I mean, it doesn't matter. For me, I could be 40 or 50 years old. If I'm performing at the level beyond anybody else still, I'm still going to keep going. I love what I do. You know, I don't want to say, oh, man, you know, I'm 40 years old. I should just sit this back up. And then next thing you know, I'm 60, 70 years old. I'm like, man, I wish I just did it. Just keep going until I got to the level of where I can't do it no more. You know, I don't want any regrets. And however that age is going to be, you know, I have to feel good about it. You know, I can't just look back and say, "Man, I still got a lot in me," and I don't want to fall in what people are saying because of time or anything like that. I just don't believe in it.
Yeah, well, you're not fighting like you're old. Obviously, you look great in the ring, and that's why I guess the question is just because age in this sport, obviously, it comes into play. But I know that you have just signed to Probellum a few months back. How is that going, and what's the plan and trajectory now that you're with them?
Well, I mean, I've been with Richard for a very long time now, for a few years, and you know, the respect and the level of connection that we have. I mean, he has my back, I have his back. So, you know, with Probellum and Richard, I'm really happy where I'm at, and anything and everything that we want in terms of if we can make the fight happen, let's make it happen. You know, from Inoue to Casimero to anybody.
That's what we like to hear, champ. A lot of people, they'll just say, I'll fight whoever they put in front of me. I know you are one of those people, but we like to hear the names.
Yeah.
Because as Nez brought up, he's been fantasizing over that Bam Rodriguez fight between you and him. And I'm like, look, Bam went up 2 divisions.
I'll take Chocolatito too.
I'm like, I know Nonito started low, but I know you haven't fought at 115 since 2010.
I know, but he was so good. You starched Darchinian back then at 115.
Yeah, well, that was at 112 actually.
Oh wow, look at that.
Yeah. So the thing is, I can go back down to 115. You know, I have to have a meaningful fight, and that would be with Chocolatito, you know, or Estrada. Those are the two guys I'm really looking at. You know, it's because we kind of miss each other during those times, and that's those are the guys that I'll go down for.
I would love that Roman Chocolatico fight, but that seems like a tough fight. His last performance, he's so accurate.
Yeah, no, he's still sharp. You know, he's still sharp. He's one of those guys, just like yourself, champ, where he's been in the sport for a very long time.
Yes.
You know, but I would love that fight. Is that realistic in your eyes, though? Going down for a Chocolatito or for Juan Francisco Estrada?
100%. I mean, when I weighed in the last weigh-in with Inoue, I was 116, and then I will have to drink up a little bit of water to get back into the 118 area, 117, 118. And even the last one too, I was at 116 and a half, and then I had to drink a little bit of water just to make sure. I always drop down below the 118 just to make sure, because some scales might be up or low. I just want to make sure that I make the weight. I've never missed a weight, so I don't plan to start.
Nonito, who do you think has more, I guess, left in the tank, you or Chocolatito? Because you've both had a significant amount of fights. I want to say that Rungsvial fight was tough for Chocolatito.
So Rungsvial?
Yeah, that was, I don't know how much that. Do you think that you're a fresher?
I think so. I mean, I'm very disciplined, not saying that he isn't, but I think the biggest concept of the physical aspect is the mental aspect. You know, where he is right now, he's building that confidence, but confidence can only get you to a level. If you are mentally strong, mentally creating the control of your physiology or physical, you know, is when you can attain a level of I guess freshness, a level of the physical. This is why me and him we're performing really well, you know. And I think that for him, he's starting to realize as well in that mental aspect that time doesn't exist in a way when you know you get caught up with time if you start believing in it. That's pretty much what it is. I mean, for me, that's how I am in my way of fighting in terms of training. You know, I out hustle everybody in the gym, you know, or running or whatever it may be. But I believe that I'm fresher or more rejuvenated because of the way I think, the way I am mentally, and just the way I am in researching what I have to eat. What I should be eating in terms of my scientific finding, in terms of like blood testing to see what food really works for your body. You know, so I've done a lot of those tests, not just the physical aspect of learning, but as well as the scientific level of what needs to be fed in my body that my body will take in better than any other food.
Now, Nonito, I know that you were one of the pioneers to 365-day drug testing with Vada and Margaret Goodman. Is that something that you're still doing? And just what are your thoughts from starting that program till current date? Have you seen a change? And do you think it's been doing good for the sport?
I mean, I think that people are starting to see it more, that, you know, it's an important thing, especially with people popping here and there. But, you know, it's just funny because I just updated my my paper on VADA for the next coming fights and stuff like that, you know. And I'm always here because I want to prove to everybody that you don't need any other stuff to get going. You don't need any other stuff to you know, just got to believe in yourself, man, and train hard. That's pretty much what it is. And some people just, you know, don't feel confident in themselves that they take that route, you know, and it's unfortunate. Because in the long run, it really does mess with your body.
Absolutely.
You know, but yeah, I'm still on that thing, and I'm always going to be on that thing, on VADA.
Go ahead.
No, Nonito, I just wanted to ask you, I was one of the many people in America who woke up at like 3-4 a.m. to watch your fight with Inoue out there in Japan, and it was a phenomenal fight, a fight that, you know, anybody who tuned in definitely will remember, and a fight that a lot of people would like to see again, obviously seeing you come back and become world champion again, how badly do you want that rematch, and how likely are we to see it before you do hang him up?
Well, it's gonna be done. It's gonna be done. I mean, you know, you hear Bob talking about it, that we're negotiating. You hear Richard talking about it, that we're negotiating, and the negotiation is doing well, and everything is just waiting on how Japan will open up and stuff like that. But everything else is good. So, you know, you'll see it. You'll see it soon enough, once everything goes well according to plan.
Champ, but we've seen Probellum very active in Dubai. Why not? Why not? That's not that far from Japan, and obviously that's not even too far from the Philippines, a lot closer than the States. Why not push for maybe a neutral location? And that'd be a fight that would be huge out there or anywhere, you know. Why not push for that?
Well, it's really up to the promoter how they're gonna see things and how they're gonna do things. You know, if it's in Japan or Dubai, it's because they have the best deal when it comes down to it. You know, for me, I have no say when it comes down to it. All I do want is this fight.
So you have no issue going back to Japan for it?
I don't got no issue. I train my butt off, and I'm very, 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 very confident that I'm gonna get it this time.
Champ, so what month? Do you have a tentative month where you're looking to come back? Because if you're saying that you're in the gym and you're already in camp, do you have something where they're telling you to stay ready for?
I'm always ready. I'm always ready for the fight. You know, but you got to talk to my manager when it comes down to it.
Your wife?
Hold on.
All right. Hello. How are you? Yeah, he needed to put the manager on to answer those questions. We just want to know, you got him in training camp, he's in Las Vegas, or is there a respected month?
We're working on it. We hope it you know, lands summer. Of course, you have to look at March 1st was the first time that Japan even opened up at all with the COVID stuff. I know Triple G Murata just was announced a couple weeks ago on their date in April.
Correct.
So I you know, let's be honest, May is a bit too close for that kind of fight. So I mean, I see it happening June, July, August at hopefully the latest. But we have to be, what's the scary part of everything that's happening, right? Is we want to get it done. We want to get the fight done. We want to be in the ring and get the fight done, because of the fact that, you know, with all this stuff that's happening with COVID, you never know when they're going to change the restrictions. Mm-hmm. So with the Triple G Murata fight right now, you have to have a business visa or a student visa. There's not even any tourists.
Oh, wow.
So with Philippines being right next to Japan, and people wanting to fly in for the fight, I mean, we would love to have fans come in that, you know, from all different parts of the world that want to watch the fight, and not it be, you know, restricted to only business travel and student travel. But of course, it's up to the government and it's up to the promoters. I have no say in that.
No, definitely tough times now. Everything seems like is COVID dependent, right? The Devin Haney George Kambosos fight we were just discussing this morning, how the Victorian government in Australia is requiring for Devin to show proof of vaccination in order to, even as part of the contract, because they will not allow, you know, those are the rules right now. They won't allow anybody in country. They are allowing tourists, but you do need to be vaccinated and tested to come in. So definitely a lot is COVID dependent. So hopefully this summer we can see that fight. Give us a reason to go to Japan.
So if you're saying,
well, yeah, vaccination's one thing, and then, like, of course, the tests are another. You know, I mean, we already saw Nonito fall out of the fight with first Ubali got COVID in October of 2020 or 2021. I don't even know what year I'm in anyway. 2020, and then soon after, right? Right before the fight, about 2 weeks before the fight, Nonito got COVID. And that's where Gaballo stepped in to fight Rodriguez. And, you know, it was that back and forth for a bit because they said he tested positive and we wanted a secondary test because a lot of these tests are no test is really 100% accurate, right? Mm-hmm. So it's even at that where you have to have that leeway. You have to have that confirmatory test that says, you know, listen, if I pop positive, you're going to give me 2 more chances to prove to you I'm negative, and we take the best out of the 3. You know, just to protect the fight, just to protect the fighter, because most of these guys, I mean, I tested positive. I think it was like Christmas, and the very next day I went back and they tested me again. They're like, you don't have it. I was like, I knew I didn't have it. So how in the world did I test positive?
No, I mean, we've heard. I feel like everybody listening can relate some way, whether that's happened to them or know somebody that's happened to.
A lot of false positives.
I mean, I had a false negative where I was actually positive, and they called me, they're like, turned up negative. Cool. I went on about my day, about my life for the next 3 days. And then that was on a Friday. They called me Monday morning, like, hey, we got your test mixed up. You're actually positive.
Mixed up.
You know, so I had to expose people.
Oh.
It's terrible what we're dealing with the pandemic, but I'm glad to hear that obviously you guys are doing well, and glad to hear that hopefully this summer we can, you know, get a rematch with Inoue. That, to me, that's the best fight at 118.
So do we get a stay busy fight before here in August, or you're hoping that the next fight is the big fight?
Well, for me, I'm always ready, man. So it doesn't matter to me. You know, I'd want to go right in. You know, when a negotiation is finished, you know, I'm good to go. I'm good to go. You know, I'm ready to go at any moment in time. Again, I want the best fight out there. You know, this is who I've been, and I've always been this way. I want to fight the best out there, and it, you know, we're making it happen.
For sure. Well, Nonito, we were going to save some purposely. We could go on for another half an hour, but if you're in Vegas, we want to get you in studio, so we got to save some questions for next time. We do want to thank you for popping in and making this a very unique and spontaneous interview. We appreciate you so much, but we want you in studio.
That's right, man. I'll be there. You know, you let me know. Again, appreciate this conversation. Just, this is what it's all about, you know, just knowledge of fighters and you know, and all of that stuff. I mean, a lot of fighters or a lot of fans appreciate this kind of things, to be able to be given the knowledge that you guys have, you know, and guests coming in and all of that stuff, and just the thought of and the conversation. You know, I love that. So I appreciate you guys for that.
No, definitely. We appreciate you, champ. And like I'm sure you guys heard, saw you in the comments interacting with the fans. You know, that's what it's all about.
Yeah, man. And that was amazing.
You know, that we're forever grateful, and thank you very much, obviously, for taking time, yourself and Rachel as well, taking time out of your day to, you know, talk to us. And we'll have you in studio shortly. So definitely.
Yeah, well, we'll reach out to you on your Instagram, so just take a look out for the Boxing Voice.
Yes, sir. Yeah, no, that'll be really dope, man. I appreciate you guys again, and the fans out here. You know, this is what boxing, man. We got to unite. You know, so
let's go.
You know, so yeah, appreciate it, man. And I'll be around. I'll be around, just hanging out with y'all, man.
All right. Well, thank you, man. Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Nonito Donaire and his wife and manager. We do appreciate the spontaneous stop by.
Man,
that was amazing.
Phenomenal.
What? I got
right?
A smile on my face now.
Nah, definitely.
For the video, feel free to hit the like, subscribe, and share. As always, if you want to support us to the next level, head over to the patreon.com/ThaBoxingVoice. We have tons of exclusive, from Border Wars, Entitled, betting shows, the list goes on and on and on. But in addition to that, if you guys have questions for fighters, trainers, and promoters, this is where you can submit them. We will run out, get these questions answered, and put it back on the show just for you guys. Appreciate it. Peace.